Hi everybody, it's Amanda Patano and this is video number 17 of my 90-day video challenge. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about reacting versus responding. Although they might seem to be the same, they're actually quite different. Do you react to life's challenges or do you respond to life's challenges? That's a good question. Reacting is actually different because it's very emotional and impulsive. A lot of times when you react to something, you don't put a lot of thought into it. Sometimes it comes off as defensive actually, whereas responding is actually addressing the situation thoughtfully with consideration. It's actually intelligent and it actually bears in mind the consequences that come from the challenge. So, for example, how many times have you ever said something where you regret it later? You know, it happens if you're arguing with a spouse or a relative or a friend or a teacher, anything. You know, have you ever said something in the heat of the moment and then wish you could take it back later? Chances are you were reacting. So what I wanted to talk about a little bit today were strategies, 5 strategies to make sure that you're responding instead of reacting. So, one of the things you could do is, first off, you just need to learn to notice your emotions. You can avoid overreacting by noticing that you're emotional. So if you kind of notice right away that you're feeling emotional, and it's led to maybe like one poor response or something like that, you can nip it in the bud before it goes any further by realizing that you're being emotional. And because it's a lot easier to control your emotions if you nip it in the bud at the beginning versus letting it escalate until it's gone on and on and on, until like a heated argument or something like that. The second thing you could do is step away from the situation. So, you know, let's say you realize that you're angry. You know, don't just say to yourself, I'm angry. What you want to do, it's going to be more effective, is tell yourself, I'm angry, so I should watch my words until I've had a chance to actually think about what I want to say, so that you don't act impulsively and you actually think about what you want to say. So most situations you actually have time to think about what you want to say, you know, before responding. So take a little bit of time, step away for just a moment just to kind of gather your thoughts. Okay, so the third thing you want to do is, if you find you're in a situation, it's a heated moment, you're upset about something, you know, just take a moment and breathe. The act of just focusing on your breath can actually diffuse, you know, your heated emotions. They actually say, even though it doesn't seem like it's true, is that you can actually only think about one thing at a time. I know that we can do a lot of things at one time, but if you're truly focused on one thing, like you're focused on your breathing, it'll calm you down. So you just have to practice that. The fourth thing you could do is, you know, before responding or reacting, list out, you know, options of what you want to say or what you want to do in the situation. So chances are, if you actually sit there and make a list, you're going to come up with better solutions and better choices than if you didn't, you know, make that list. So if you just react, chances are that's usually not the best situation if you're reacting, because again, sometimes it could be, you know, you're just being defensive, and that's usually not the best way to come across. And the last thing I want to say that you could do is, you know, before responding or reacting, consider the consequences of what's going to happen after you react or respond. You know, for example, like, I know I talked about this a little bit before, but when you're in the heat of the moment or you're having an argument, you know, you might say something that you wish you could take back or wish you never would have said, because it's out there and it hurts. So consider the consequences, you know, of how that's going to affect somebody else, you know, if you react. You know, it's human nature to think in the short term, you know, versus thinking down the road. Some examples of that are, you know, we're going to go ahead and just even little things with your everyday health. You know, you're so hungry, so you just see a bag of cookies, you know, you're going to go eat the cookies. But in the long run, you know, you're going to gain weight, you might get diabetes, you might get sick, versus thinking about, you know, your health and what you eat and all that kind of thing. You know, quitting your job impulsively because you had a bad day at work. It's probably not the best choice. You probably want to sit there and like think about it. You know, down the road, you know, would you regret that choice? Quitting your business, you know, just because of one bad day. You know, don't give up. You know, sit there and weigh it out and think about, you know, what's the worst thing that could happen if I keep doing this business? You know, just weigh the consequences, basically. So you want to just make sure that you don't want to just feel good in the moment. You know, yelling at someone might make you feel good in the moment, but, you know, having to deal with that person in the aftermath is probably not going to be so great if you're reacting. So, in summary, reacting too quickly is usually not the best option, and you just want to make sure to respond appropriately in life, because that's how you're going to respond to life's challenges in a better way. So you'll have a more successful and enjoyable life. So anyway, sorry, my kids are yelling at me now, so I'm going to end this video, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks, and have a great day.